When you think about Wizard 101, what comes to mind? Nostalgia, history, lore, memories like defeating Malastare for the first time, or getting all your Darkmoor gear. All of these things are reasons that I love this game. But what if I took all those things that we hold sacred about Wizard 101 and turn it up to 11? At its core, Wizard 101 is a grind to complete. So what if there was a way to push the true diehards, the ones with full max accounts, people that have been playing the game since its launch, to the next level, while also giving the more casual players or retired players a reason to come back to the game? Let me present to you the biggest community-hosted event in the game's entire history, the Slade Summer Showdown. Partnering with Kingsisle Entertainment, the amount of funding that went into this challenge with all the free memberships as well as the 150,000 crown prize pool totaled up to around $2,000 for an action-packed race through the entirety of Wizard 101. The second this event was announced, it was put out on almost every platform and got over 450 entries within the sign-up period. Participants had 2 weeks to create a brand new character and progress as far into the game as possible while completing various difficult and RNG-ridden challenges along the way. By the end of this event, people pushed even my own thoughts about what was possible in Wizard 101 to a point that I genuinely could not believe. Oh my god, I pulled it! I'm not worthy. Let's take a look at how participants are going to be earning points. First, we have world completions. Players can earn up to 130 points from completing Wizard City through Wallaroo. To earn world completion points, players had to submit screenshots of their event-specific wizard that had to have the last name Spade on the first quest of the world after the one they just completed. For example, this person here got points for completing Wizard City because they have their character name showing and they are on the first quest of Krokotopia. Next, we have the crafting badge points. 70 points can be obtained by wiping this section clean. But people who have played through this game before know how difficult some of these crafting badges can be. Master Artisan needing 30 diamonds, the hell of getting Legendary Artisan, and to top it all off, Flying Squid Ink and Shock Keys for the Revered Crafter badge. Then we have the RNG points, gear drops. These points come from all kinds of places like Aquila, Waterworks, Darkmoor, and Nightmare. Getting every drop from just one of these categories is difficult in itself, especially drops like Amulet of Divine Influence, which is notoriously one of the rarest drops in the game. This is why for every drop on this list, players will receive a massive 150 total points if they are able to obtain every single item. Lastly, we have the Nightmare badges, and funny enough, getting all of these badges will 100% be a nightmare. To get the remaining 35 points for this category, you have to complete the standard Nightmare dungeon 15 times, which usually takes around 20-ish minutes with a good team, as well as completing it in challenge mode, which has a 30-minute timer and severe spell restrictions, making each fight incredibly difficult to complete. By themselves, each of these point categories would be a challenge to complete in 2 weeks, but to fully clear every category and receive the maximum 385 points, well, that's the Slade Summer Showdown. How will the world's most diehard players complete this grueling challenge? Let's find out. Slade Summer Showdown event recap. We're going to be highlighting specific players who I thought performed well, various point values, of course the top 3. Just to clarify, for those that don't know, the event started on June 10th at 12 o'clock a.m. So as soon as it turned June 10th, 12 o'clock a.m., the names were released, the membership codes were released, everything was sent out so that people could start, make their character, and, get grinding on the event pretty much. Honestly, I think that, for me, as my first Wizard 101 playthrough, I think it took me like a week just to get through Dragonspire. But I think for this 2-week period, for just the regular player, I think anywhere between, 50, over 100 points I think is very good. I think it's very good for this 2 weeks time period. But today, we are going to be starting with someone who received 135 points. And that is Maggieliciouss. So Maggie, as you can see, was off to a blistering start as soon as the event started at 1:05 a.m. completing and getting her first points by completing Wizard City. And Maggie was honestly also the first person to get all the way through Celestia. Look, guys, she was literally done with Mushu at 4:56 a.m. Not even 5 hours into the event, and she was already done with Mushu. I mean, Maggie had all of her had all of her Mount Olympus gear. Look, Zeus robe, Zeus boots, Zeus hat, Alpha and Omega ring, and was almost was through with Zafaria. So it was through Celestia, quested through Zafaria, all before the end of the second day. Look at that, 6/11. That's the second day of the event, the second full day, 11:14 p.m. She pulled that Alpha and Omega ring, and she was just blazing through. She was blazing through. Yes, her pace slowed down as it went on, and she ended with 135 points. Finished number 45 on the leaderboard with 135 points, and was quested all the way up through Mirage. You remember how I said, like, hey, maybe, like, getting through, Celestia, or, like, maybe Zafaria? Nah, Maggie just went ahead and went all the way through Mirage. Congratulations to Maggie. Up next, we're going to go ahead and add another 10 points to Maggie's score with 145 points. Someone who also streamed the event, MrChickyNugMan. As you guys can see, he got a little bit of a later start than other people. He wasn't immediately when the event started at 12 a.m., but he submitted his first World Wizard City Complete 12:16 p.m. on the first day. Just some hindsight here. I mean, this guy literally has a newborn baby. I mean, look at this, guys. He's literally streaming. There's a baby in his hand. I mean, he's casually just getting a Zeus drop, just holding his child at the same time. Like, give me those 5 points easy. He has a newborn. He also has 3 other kids from what I found out. And he also works a job as well, too. So on top of that, he streamed and was able to put up 145 points and ended up completing Azteca, getting through Azteca, got to Promethean Crafter, and even got some Zeus drops and the Blade of the Felled Titan, too. So congratulations to MrChickyNugMan with amazing showing. With all the shit that life was throwing at him during this event, he was able to persevere through that with the kid in his hand, with the baby in his hand. You guys go check him out on Twitch too, by the way. He's an awesome guy, great guy, seriously. For those that didn't know, there were 3 point tier rewards. You had bronze tier, which was 50 or more points. You had silver tier, which was 150 or more points. And then you had gold tier, which was 250 or more points. And then, of course, you had the grand prize for the first place overall. Up next, we have someone who scored 155 points, Mr. Rayhoe himself. So Ray, just like Maggie, as we mentioned earlier, was off to a blazing start. Look at this, Wizard City Complete. First screenshot submitted at 1:18 a.m. Then Novice Crafter, Crocotopia Complete, Apprentice. All this was in the first morning of the event. Initiate Crafter, Marleybone at 5:40 in the morning, 5:51 Adept Crafter, Mushu at 10 a.m. Ray was off to a blazing start. 22 points received in the first 6 hours of the event. Ray was also consistently in the top 10 or 15 for the majority of the event. And then things started to go south. As we all know, drop RNG is a real thing in Wizard101. And that hit Ray right as they got to Darkmoor. Ray quite possibly had the worst, absolute worst Darkmoor luck that I have ever seen, ever in this fucking game. Ray was only able to pull the Darkmoor robes, and I'm not gonna lie, I farmed so many times with Ray. On my stream, we farmed so many times. Ray got all the way through Chrysalis, by the way, which amazing. In 2 weeks, completing all the way through Chrysalis, which also Chrysalis is the longest world in the game too. So congratulations to Ray there. But just gets completely stuck on Darkmoor. And maybe it was my fault. Maybe it was my fault. I brought the bad luck. This is why I said, guys, that getting every single point from every single category is just ridiculously hard. Because of stuff like this, like RNG, like only getting your Darkmoor robe. Let's say you get stuck at Waterworks. Let's say you get stuck at Mount Olympus. Or you can't get Amulet of Divine Influence. I mean, RNG is just going to be a recurring factor. A recurring factor in this challenge. You guys will see. Finishing at number 35 on the leaderboard. Cracking the top 40 for Ray. So a good showing. It sucked that Darkmoor just decided to say, hey, fuck you. But other than that, great job to Ray. Alright, moving on. Guys, just for 1 second, just imagine your parent or your grandparent playing Wizard101. It's tough to imagine. They wouldn't know what they're doing. They'd be like, what is this game? Like, they'd have just no clue, absolutely no clue. Well, you don't have to imagine it, because up next, with an astonishing 172 points, we have GrannyWiz. Guys, GrannyWiz is literally 60 years old. And she is not only playing through the Slade Summer Showdown, not only placing high with 172 points, but she's also was streaming the event too. She is also a content creator on Twitch. You guys need to go show her some love, by the way, because she is awesome. Great personality, absolutely amazing person. You know, she's awesome. She's awesome. She had some funny moments during the event too. She made it all the way through Chrysalis, by the way. Once again, in 2 weeks, GrannyWiz at 60 years old made it all the way through Chrysalis and grinded. Also, look at this, Darkmoor robe, Darkmoor hat. I mean, also with a top 30 finish, number 29 at 172 points. Big congratulations to Granny. Amazing, amazing showing in the Slade Summer Showdown. Okay, up next, we have one of, if not my favorite names from the event. You know how GrannyWiz had, 172 points? Let's just go ahead and add, like, I don't know, maybe like 40 points to that. At 217, we have Strokelahoma. One of the best names, hands down, in the event. Let's take a look here. Strokelahoma waited till the morning, about 8:30 in the morning, submitted his first Wizard City Complete screenshot. But it's not about how you start. It's about how you finish, because Strokelahoma was the first person on this spotlight to get over 200 points, but also he just casually got through Mirage in 2 weeks. Oh yeah, and also got Visionary Crafter, and as well as his Shane Amulet, Darkmoor robe, hat, and boots, and was also good enough for 21st place, just out of that top 20 range. One of the best names in the event. Tell me in the comments, what do you guys think? Because I don't know, whenever I first saw that name pop across, I was like, this is great. This is a fantastic name. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. We are now entering the gold tier. You guys remember how I said, oh, maybe 100 points would be like, impressive for the 2 weeks. Well, up next, why don't we just go ahead and bump it up to 250 points with Mervius, also known as Mr. Merv, who also streamed the event. Mr. Merv had an amazing stream setup too, by the way. So like literally look at this on the screen. I'm gonna put it up now, but like he had like the whole spreadsheet there, as well as what he had and what he didn't have, his points checked off and everything. It was absolutely amazing. I loved the design of this. It really caught my eye at first, and he was dual boxing as well. Merv started off pretty quick. You can see, submitted his first Wizard City Complete at 2 a.m. on the first day of the event. Like Ray, we mentioned earlier, Merv also got bitten by the Darkmoor bug just a little bit. Just a little bit, but he was able to power through. And Merv was able to pull the Shane Amulet, Darkmoor Road, Yevgeny Athame, Darkmoor Boots, and his Darkmoor hat. Was able to complete Darkmoor, was able to get all the way through Imperia at the start of Caramel in his questing journey to give him a 250 points, an entry into the gold raffle, as well as a top 20 finish at number 19 in the event. Congratulations to Mr. Merv, or Mervius, who also happened to win one of the bundles in the silver tier raffle too. Now, if you guys think 250 points is impressive, I mean, just wait. We're like halfway down the list of people I'm gonna show, and we're already at 250 points. I'm telling you guys, this event was ridiculous. The amount of grinding that happened during this event, I can't even begin to start. So you guys just have to wait, because there's so much more crazy stuff that happened further up the leaderboard, and further into the participants that we were spotlighting, because this shit was insane. But up next, we have one of the fan favorites, one of my IRL friends, also a first-time player. We have Jeffrey. His Discord name was Doo Fart. Don't even worry about that. Anyway, he really is one of the cool stories of the event because of him being the first-time player, as well as being one of my IRL friends, who, by the way, is moving in with me next semester. Yes, I am a college student, so if you're watching this video, if you watch this far, please sub. It really helps. Anyway, this was literally his first time playing the game, if I haven't already said that fucking 4 times. And he impressed the hell out of me, I'm not gonna lie. He had a slower start, had a 4.5 hour Wizard City time. Toward the end, he put up a total of 255 points. He also completed all the way through Novus into Wallaroo. And I'm not even gonna lie, he had some of the best RNG that I've just ever seen. Like, guys, I was farming with him for a little bit during Darkmoor, and we just casually pulled his Shane Amulet literally on his second run. I mean, you can literally see me in there. There's Cane Fire right there. His RNG was insane. And as a first time player too, like he quested through. He did the crafting too. Literally got Visionary Crafter too. Seriously, congratulations to Jeffrey for getting all the way to Wallaroo. tied for 15th place. A top 15 finish for Jeffrey on his first time playing through Wizard101. So big congratulations to him. One of my favorite stories and one of my favorite performances of the event too. Again, like guys, people getting this far in 2 weeks, especially for someone being their first time playing, this event was crazy. This event was crazy. If you think that's crazy, let's move on to the next one. At 276 points, we have Beans. Not only did Beans have 276 points, as well as, you know, being number 12, a top 15 finish, he also was our gold raffle winner with a prize of 30k crowns and a bundle of your choice, as you can see in this graphic here too with the gold raffle. But he was also our first person on this spotlight to complete every single world in the game within the 2-week time frame. You can see he's in Selenopolis, which is after Wallaroo. We didn't require Selenopolis for the event. And also, just casually had some time to farm for, you know, Reaver gear. As well as completing Nightmare, you know, a couple times too. No, truly impressive run here from Beans. And once again, a top 15 finish at 276 points for Beans was amazing. Great job. Congratulations on the gold raffle win too for Beans there. We are entering the top 10. Starting with the 9th person we've talked about, fitting enough, they finished 9th place on the entire leaderboard with 297 points. We have Miss Emie. Emie had a very impressive run through the Summer Showdown. She also finished with more points than someone who completed the entire game too. She didn't even finish, by the way, guys. If you see, she only got through Lemuria. She was, I say only, I mean, this is still hell of impressive. Just barely missing that 300 point barrier. Emie once again started off very early. 127, was done with Wizard City. Done with Krokotopia at 3:30. Into Mushu at 5 a.m. Still was grinding at 5:18. Was at Zeus on the first day at 11:30 in the morning. I mean, she was on a tear. She was on a grind. You know, Emie was just one of the 5 people to receive, like I said earlier, one of the rarest drops in the game, the Amulet of Divine Influence. She pulled the Amulet of Divine Influence here and submitted it for points, but Emie actually pulled it earlier in the event. Doing a test, let me show you this Twitch clip here, because doing a test, she actually pulled Amulet of Divine from the second chance chest, and as the rules state, you're not allowed to get points from items you obtain from the second chance chest. We really said to not use it at all during the event, but you know, people rolled it, but no one submitted points for it or anything like that. It's all cleared up. We're all good with that. But
you've got to be fucking kidding me.
Did you get the amulet on the chest?
And the odds of this happening are just ridiculously low, by the way. But a massive congratulations to Emie being our first spotlight player in the top 10 with 297 points. Man, I wish you could have gotten 3 more points. You could have been over that 300 threshold. But still, nonetheless, impressive, and congratulations to Emie. Congratulations. Up next, entering the top 5, we have the man, the myth, the legend, the man who tried to name his character LeBron. Because he tried to name his character as close to LeBron as possible. Like, look at this, Lena Bron Spade. He even made a LeBron edit on his video. By the way, great video. After this one, you guys should definitely go check that one out too if you haven't seen it from Zeritt's perspective. But with our first spotlight player over 300 points, we have Zeritt with a top 5 finish at 315 points. Zeritt also didn't start the event until, didn't submit Wizard City until June 13th. Even with this major setback, he grinded the fuck out of this event. Like, guys, literally look at this level of degeneracy that I am showing you right now on the screen. Look at this. Just 11-hour streams, 12-hour streams, like just back to back to back to back. Absolutely unreal. This man was on a different level. Different level. He also had a self-goal challenge, was to actually max his wizard in less than 7 days. And he fucking did it. Getting into Selenopolis to get that last points. I didn't even notice this when I was looking through the screenshots. To complete all of the worlds in less than 7 days, that requires a level of hardcore grinding that I don't even think I could ever do. Absolutely amazing. Having a top 5 finish too. I mean, look at this, guys. Number 5, tied for 5th at 315 points. By the way, side note, Zeritt's take about Caramel, I fucking 100% agree with. Fuck that world. That world sucks. Argue with a wall. That world is bad. I hate that world. Caramel is horrible. 100% agree with Zeritt. 100%. And now, it is time for the podium. Coming in 3rd place with a whopping 365 points we have Volvo. Volvo went on a tear during the Summer Showdown, earning himself that 3rd place spot. Honestly, Volvo was one of the few that was like up there. Like he was like consistently like the 3rd person done with each world. Like you'll see as we go further, there's a couple people that were like ahead of Volvo in world completion, but he was hanging right there with them. Oh, not to mention, Volvo was also just casually another one of the 5 people to pull Amulet of Divine Influence. Literally, with like 7 hours left in the event, he pulled the 30 points from AOD to propel himself into that fucking podium spot. So big congratulations to Volvo. I mean, he grinded, like he was always in that VC grinding. The people in these podium spots, like sleep did not exist. Sleep did not exist. Like these 3 people that we're about to see, well, you know, you already seen Volvo, but second and first place too, they probably are still asleep at the time of this recording, even though it's like a week after the event like is over. These people were just degenerate grinders. Big congratulations to Volvo, our first spot, 3rd place on the podium. Impressive 365 points, only missing 10 points from the Reaver Robe and 10 points from completing challenge mode Nightmare, which might be the hardest thing that was on this point breakdown. The hardest thing that was on this list was challenge mode Nightmare, hands down. And then there were 2. 2nd place on the podium goes to Mr. Jeff Does Gaming himself with an outstanding 375 points, only 10 points away from completing the entirety of the board. Jeff also streamed like pretty much his entire perspective on Twitch and was on an absolute tear through the event. Like you guys need to see the times that he was like getting this done. Like, so at the end of day 1, Jeff was already through Dragonspire and had Grandmaster Artisan, and it looks like he went to sleep because like 7:15 p.m. was his submission here, and then 8:51 a.m. here was Celestia complete. Seriously, he was, and of course he was up there like among the top 2, like completing each world, like, you know, was like the fastest as well, you know, throughout the entirety of the event too. He was one of the 5 that pulled Amulet of Divine Influence, but he didn't just pull it though, because you guys have to see this clip. This clip was ridiculous. Amulet of Divine, one of the rarest drops in the game, right? Sorry guys, nope, sorry, GG's, this is tough. This is tough. Oh my god, I pulled it! Oh my god, I fucking pulled it! I fucking pulled it! Wait! Did Jeff also dude, what the Apparently not. No, that was literally a crazy day. I think like after us 2 pulling it, like 3 more people pulled it in that same day too. It was unreal. That I guess Tartarus was just like, here you go guys, if you farm it on this stage, you just get Amulet of Divine. Like, it's just absolutely ridiculous. I think Jeff might have had one of the most enraging, blood boiling, throw your fucking keyboard at the monitor experiences I've ever seen. 112 runs of this dungeon, and he could not pull the Reaver Robe for the last 10 points that he needed. He was 10 away from maxing out. 112 runs. One run is like 20-ish minutes with like a good team. 112 runs, and he just couldn't get lucky enough. That's why I said this challenge should be impossible to max out the board. And a more positive note, Jeff was the first one, as you can see, with the Bad Dream Reaver badge. And that, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, is the badge for completing Nightmare on challenge mode. Probably one of the hardest experiences I've ever seen. Like, I'm gonna put up some footage here of them doing it in the VC. This was a failed attempt. I wish I would have gotten the actual attempt, but I didn't. I think I was at the store when they actually completed it. So, you know, sucks for me. But again, 30-minute timer, severe spell restrictions that make this just really, really hard to do. And Jeff was in the first group that actually completed it and got that Bad Dream Reaver badge to get 10 points. If only he could have just gotten that Reaver robe. Nonetheless, an insanely impressive performance from Jeff in the Summer Showdown. Big congratulations to completing the feat of Challenge Mode Nightmare and earning that second place spot on the podium. Huge congratulations to him. Again, like I said earlier, the event really wasn't designed for people to completely clear out the board and completely clear out every single category, as you can see here. To get every point, it requires a degenerate level of dedication and drive, as well as the literal luck of the gods on your side. And there was one player who did that. Without further ado, your Slade Summer Showdown 2025 champion, in the #1 spot on the podium, the winner of the grand prize of 60,000 crowns and a bundle of choice, goes to none other than the person who maxed out the board with 385 points. Nadell. Literally, let me show you guys this. As we mentioned first, Maggie was like the first person through Celestia. But if you look, Zafaria, first person done. Nadell, first person done with Avalon as well. This man was in Azteca on day 2. Now, taking a look at Azteca here, you can see that Jeff did actually finish it before Nadell. From here on out, you're about to see just an absolute tear. Chrysalis, first. Polaris, first. Mirage, first. Imperia, first. He has like a 10-hour lead on Jeff, who is finished Imperia second. Caramel, first. Lemuria, first. Novus, first. And lastly, Wallaroo, first. June 15th at 11:40 a.m., Nadell had finished Wallaroo. Literally 5 days into the event, and Nadell had finished every single world. Like I said, Zeritt's finishing every single world in 7 days was impressive. As you can see, these 3 guys right here, Nadell, Vovo, Jeff, they all completed it within less than 7 days. Less than 7 days. Absolutely insane, absolutely ridiculous. And once he was done with everything here, it was just up to the farm. With that blazing speed that he had and everything, you know, getting drops, getting the RNG that he needed, there was, of course, some skepticism. I just like fucked that word up the first try. We reached out to see what was going on, and we just found out that Nadell was the ultimate grinder. Literally the most like hardcore diehard Wizard101 player I've ever seen in my life. With over 60 hours of recordings, they needed to show us proof of drops. We were able to hand pick which drops we wanted to see, and even looking at a full 4-hour VOD of Darkmoor farming to confirm that Nadell was just the quad box god and also had the luck of the gods on his side. Even with all that, Nadell and Jeff came down to the wire. On the final day, both tied at 375 points. Nadell only needed to find a way to get challenge mode completed to hit max points, and Jeff just needed that damn Reaver Road, by the way. Jeff is just like, again, I don't think he's ever going to farm Nightmare again, because that non-Reaver Road drop would just make my blood boil. And with about 8 hours left in the event, Nadell submitted the winning screenshot, Bad Dream Reaver, to secure first place, the grand prize, 385 points, and the title of Wizard101 Showdown Champion. Congratulations to Nadell for one of the most impressive 2-week Wizard101 grinds that I have ever seen, earning that first place spot, earning that champion title. And not only a congratulations to Nadell, a congratulations to every single person who participated in the Slade Summer Showdown, making this one of the greatest challenges and community events Wizard101 has ever seen. You guys were truly amazing, and it was such a pleasure being able to stream it all live for you guys and just see the limits of Wizard101 be pushed beyond what I thought was possible. To answer a question, will we do it again next year? I guess we'll have to wait and see.